Live from the nation's capital, Gaborone. Welcome to it. This is BTV News at 9. I'm Ulibide Samoka. Winelon Soles interpreting in sign language. Now, let's take a look at stories making headlines. Government to implement mitigation measures to manage women-wildlife conflict. BOTSWANA Power Corporation signs a power purchase agreement deal with Sekaname Proprietary Limited for a 6-megawatt coal-bed methane plant. Mwabi Ngaka back home after a resounding victory in a super featherweight bout in Vietnam this past weekend. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Now, in our first story, government says mitigation measures have been effected to manage human-wildlife conflict in the country, given the need to preserve both the lives of local populations and the source of livelihoods, as well as implement the policy of wildlife management for development. President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi highlighted this when speaking during a Khotla meeting in Maitengwe today, where residents raised concerns about dangers posed by wildlife in the area.
Re tshwantse gore di thibele ko re di beetseng naga teng re di segetseng ka land body e tona le hatse gore ga tsone ke ko di parking le ko di game reserving e se mo masimo e se mo magaeng e se mo merakeng e seng mo gaope ha re ka se kry realo batho ba itlhoboga ba tlogela masimo batho ba itlhoboga ba tlogela meraka bana hanke ba ithute go iphatapatela ba senka matshelo ha re ka se ra khalemela phologolo tsena re tla hella re siwa mo go godileng ke mahatsha a mangwe a re phadisanya le one close to 40% ele ha tsela rona le betswe go baballa disatlholego tsa naga le diphologolo go mo ke go mo go tona maikelo a rona ke gore re go gagamatsa taolo ya diphologolo tsena le go di boisetsa go morago gore di tswe mo masimong a lona re tla nonotsha lephata le la diphologolo le ba thusiwa ke ba sesole gore re di kadise ka morago mme re tla di laola.
President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi donated a beef master bull to Mr. Brutus Dlaba during a Khotla meeting in Maitengwe. President Masisi says as a champion of Vision 2036, he remains committed to driving the ideals of the national vision with Botswana through initiatives such as the Bull Donation Drive, which calls for an economically inclusive society. Tlotla Matlhabaphiri reports.
Mr. Dlaba's beef master bull donation comes at a time when livestock movement remains restricted in Nata, Soa Town area in Zone 3B, Dukwi area in Zone 3C, and Mosetse area in Zone 6A, following an invasion of a herd of over 200 buffaloes seen in the Nata-Gweta constituency in September this year, which instilled the foot and mouth fear amongst the villagers of the affected zones. Despite successful removal of the buffaloes, disease surveillance continues to manage the situation. Nonetheless, President Masisi assured this farmer of a top quality beef master bull.
E tlhatlhotswetse bopoho ke poho e heletse e na le sengwe sa bopoho sa bereka ke tle go yabela re Dlaba ke poho ya beef master poen tsanna maiskana ka sepe re batla re tlhokomele morwarra e ntshitswe mo boemong jwa lenaneo lena ke re funsho weu ke re ana ka gore ne re tsa tshwetso batho betso ya gore ha re batla go ipopa re buisanya ya ka re ntse yana mo dikgotleng tsa rona re ira ngwa ya rena Setswana ha re batla go ipopa re tlhabologa re gola le ka itsholelo ya rona rotlhe ha re tlogele ope ko morago
ke leboge modimo ke be ke leboga le ene president wa me yo leng ha ke be ke leboga le bone ba kenti ba ne ba siana mo ba re botsa ka dipotso re sa itse gore ba re boletsa eng kanti kgang e ne le ententente ke bona gompieno.
This donation comes at an opportune time when government has availed various agricultural programs which aim to improve cattle genetics and promote value chain development.
Kana rabankanya ga ntna go etsa ma go rete go e gama gore murto a yone kana peo ya yone e re ha etsa mapokwa me be rena le peo ya yone ntse gogo me le lona ba rui e thutentsa mananeo tsa mayang leng go ramatlabama le go ithuta go gama dipo le go ithuta kgwediso ka seatla kana ke gone go re yang teng
o ithokomele ke itse o molemi morui on an experience from Minister of Agriculture. O ta re superetsa gore experience eo ya bereka ka po yone ta utona ra leboga gore bo hile sengwasha po ente.
To further advance government's commitment to realize ideals of the National Vision 2036, this farmer is encouraged to look beyond the domestic market and focus on reaching lucrative and competitive markets overseas.
Ke lopa gore a go nne jalo right so go se lebele ga o lebele kgakalanyana o nne le maitamo
re ithuta tse ditse mo go wena wa hiwa wa hetisa wa ha mme ra leboga thata mongwe mme ta tlhokomelwa.
The Bull Donation Initiative seeks to boost the declining cattle population in the country, improve their quality, and also revive the cattle industry countrywide. Tlotla Matlabaphiri, BTV News.
The Huawei company will train and empower 25 students from the University of Botswana, BUST, BAC and Boto University under the Seeds for the Future program. The Minister of Youth, Gender, Sport and Culture said the efforts made by Huawei will help the country achieve its vision of becoming a knowledge-based economy by 2036. He said this in Gaborone at an event that was hosted by that company to welcome the incoming group of students to the program. Khorata Moranyani with the report.
Huawei, in partnership with over 100 universities, has formed an agreement to help educate their students in technology under the Seed for the Future program. The Seed for the Future program has at this point benefited over 12,000 students. Botswana is yet to benefit from this program as well.
Botswana continues to underscore the need to rapidly develop into a knowledge-based society by focusing on education, technological advancement, and innovation. The country recognizes the importance of leveraging knowledge, information, and technology to drive economic growth and societal development. We have been working to expand the country's ICT infrastructure, aiming to increase internet penetration, connectivity, and access to technology across the country. Initiatives have been undertaken to enhance digital literacy and encourage the use of technology in various sectors such as education, business, and government services.
Technology is very key in achieving the country's dreams of transforming into a knowledge-based economy. Huawei is intentional in helping with that by educating students that are believed to be the future leaders of tomorrow.
Huawei also plans to support the Botswana digital transformation through talent program like the Huawei ICT Academy. Huawei ICT Academy is a partnership between Huawei and local academies around the world. And through this partnership, Academy deliver general and professional Huawei ICT knowledge and training and encourage students to get Huawei certifications and develop talents with practical skills for the ICT industry and communities. Okay, here I will go out from my script tree. And by now we have cooperated with 4 different universities: the University of Botswana, Boto University, Botswana Accountancy College, Botswana International University of Science and Technology. We believe it is crucial that global leading companies like us can partner with the universities in skill transfer and knowledge transfer.
The Seeds for the Future program has graduated over 100 university students in Botswana in 2019. Khorata Moranyani, BTV News, Gaborone.
Botswana Power Corporation has signed a power purchase agreement contract with Sekaname Proprietary Limited for a 6-megawatt coal-bed methane plant near Mashoro village. This deal is hoped to further develop the country's gas industry and add to the country's efforts to diversify its energy sources. Refilo Mutube reports.
This agreement guarantees that the energy woes of Botswana will soon be over, with BPC becoming a powerhouse, not only providing electricity to the country, but also being able to sell to other countries.
The PPA is for a 6-megawatt coal-bed methane proof-of-concept project to be developed around Mashoro in the Central District. This is undoubtedly a major milestone for the energy sector as we transition from coal-fired power generation systems to a new energy mix comprising of coal, gas, solar, wind.
Botswana is set to become the next great exporter of power in Southern Africa, producing clean energy as per the 2036 Sustainable Environment Goals.
Today marks yet another critical milestone in the development of the energy sector as we witness the signing or the execution of a power purchase agreement between Botswana Power Corporation and Sekaname Proprietary Limited for a 6-megawatt coal-bed methane proof-of-concept pilot project. Electricity generation technology from coal, gas, hydro, biomass, solar, wind as primary energy sources is well developed and can be deployed with certainty of success.
This shows the support that the government is starting to put behind the natural gas industry in Botswana. And now the ball is in our court as Sekaname to show the government and the citizens of Botswana that this is one of the biggest resources that the country has.
Through this project, the BPC will purchase the generated electricity at reasonable tariffs, as well as employment creation to people around Mashoro village. The abundance of coal reserves in this country provides opportunities for more projects of this nature to see the light of the day, which will ensure this country produces sufficient power. Refilo Mutube, BTV News, Gaborone.
Francistown High Court Judge Justice Raola Pelo Kitlogetswe has deferred to December 1st hearing filed before court by the Independent Electoral Commission IEC Attorney General Chambers as well as the Umbrella for Democratic Change UDC. This comes after all legal representatives from Attorney General and IEC hinted to the court that pleadings in this case have not been closed and they were only served with affidavits from the UDC yesterday after hours. Therefore, they need time to reply. The applications before court include recusal application of Justice Kitlogetswe from the UDC versus IEC case and the application by the UDC to refuse impanelment of 2 more judges into the case.
We will deal with the application for joinder first.
Le kopo ya gore ke akarediwe kana moathudi a akarediwe e nne mongwe wa ba ikarabedi mo kganyeng.
And depending on what we say about it, we will go to the recusal.
Go tswa mo gore go tla bo go buegileng mo kganyeng eo re bo re tsena mo go ya bobedi ya gore yang ke ikitshe kana ke ithole marapo a go tsamaisa le gore etsa kgannye.
And depending on the outcome of that matter, we'll proceed to the issue of the interdict.
E be re anong go lebeletse mo go yone ya gore ke ikitshe ditamorago le ka e wetseng ka teng re bo re ka tsena mo gore njanong go ka go buege go ha karediwe ba thudi ba bangwe.
Residents of Hukunzi district have been challenged to leverage on indigenous knowledge in order to diversify and grow the local economy at a time when their council is bringing reforms to create an enabling business environment in the district. This was echoed by the chairman of Hukunzi District Council, Mr. Marata Lokolori, at the opening of their full council session. Benz Busiro Esmo.
Chairman Lekolori says despite its remote location, he envisions Hukunzi district as a hub of productive services in areas such as municipal services, education and health, so they can be at par with other centers. He urged residents to desist from unproductive work ethics and practices, but rather channel their energies to applying their skills for economic growth.
We cannot afford to hold on to unproductive work ethics attitudes behaviors and practices that stifle socio-economic and cultural growth. I challenge every resident of this district to explore how they can leverage on locally available skills, natural resources, and indigenous knowledge system to grow and diversify the local economy. We should not be apologetic in pursuit of business linkages that will ensure steady and reliable supply of high-quality goods and service despite our distance from major service centers.
On other areas, the chairman says more road infrastructures will be commissioned to link villages and that the major water reticulation project connecting different villages will be executed in the next financial year.
The Camp Puduhudu well field is being deployed to speedily supply water to the Machem villages. The corporation is currently rehabilitating 7 boreholes along the well field to prepare them for project. The project is to be financed in the 24-25 budget. The corporation is in process of rehabilitating the second borehole at Ngwatle to augment supply of raw water to the plant to increase daily production to the villages of Ngwatle and Zutra.
With councillors set to debate the speech, they all acceded to the chairman's request for them to join the task team that will work with the village fire suppression teams, which are currently attending to wildfires ravaging the district with concerns that they may encroach the Kainyani artificial insemination camp. Baines Busio, BTV News, Hukunzi.
The restriction on the importation of select horticulture products implemented last year is yielding positive results. Many small farmers in the Okavango can now meet market demands beyond the district. One such farmer is Mr. Beni Murundu, who resides in Shakawe and is currently able to produce and sell 4,000 to 10,000 cucumbers weekly. Tani Tukudu with more.
The import ban has been instrumental in supporting food security efforts by the 3 local small-scale farmers in the district. These farmers have demonstrated resilience and effectively utilized the import ban, leading to a reduction in imports and a boost in local production. Local farmers equipped to safeguard crops domestically have adjusted their cropping plans, showing increased confidence in existing market opportunities.
Ebile mo kgaolong ya rona ke tsa gore re na le challenge nyana ya population. Itlhelela gore population ya teng e hela e dira gore supermarket e dire ke cucumber ya palonyana e ko tlase. Mo go hela gore fosa gore re ise ko population e le botukanyana teng like ko capital city ko gaps because gone ba khona go tsa di quantity gongwe tsa bo 4,000 stick to 10,000 sticks at a go.
Me ha ke lemile hela sente hela ke a rekisa hela di shopisi tse di ko mauto tse di 3 di a reka mo go nna shopisi e go gantsi ya reka shopisi ya Gumare ya reka le di shopo tse di moshaka tse di tona di a reka mo go nna for se gona gore hela ha ke lemile sente be tsa isa ko house ya bone go ga borona
re lemile cabbage le green pepper le rape le spinach so reksetsa force ke yone shopo e re reksetsa moshakawe.
While farmers are achieving remarkable results in their horticultural endeavors, they encounter challenges during crop production process.
I'm go letsatsi gompieno dilo di asha green pepper engwe ha o ka e leba thela side engwe e shile me le nte side engwe go letsatsi motho a me le lentsi thata pula ke ha e ne go ra amogele gore climate change is upon us.
Because na metho tsena le gore ha re se rejetse go bo go nna ready for harvest ra go harvest 2-3 times hela. Rather ba bangwe ha e tshwantse gore go ya ka lifespan ya cucumber e tshwantse gore ha ke ijetse yana at least we can harvest 2 to 3 months.
In a bid to enhance the efforts, the government has introduced the Moletroto program set to be implemented in the coming plowing season with the aim of improving food security in the country. Taini Tukudu, BTV News, Shakawe.
You're watching BTV News and thank you for staying with us. Now, a suspected conman is said to be operating in Maung shopping malls, robbing unsuspected victims of their belongings. Maung Police Station Commander Superintendent Dennis Zidawe is therefore warning the public to be aware of this. Mpo Aaron reports.
Superintendent Dennis Zilawe elaborated that in the past weeks they've registered 3 cases, of which victims have been robbed of their belongings by the said Cornman, who is usually found around big shopping outlets in Maung, where he lures unsuspecting victims.
mme madi a ke a tshotsenga ke a motshelo go na le motho mo temo video a semamane ke eletsa gore go moanela ka go bo hanga tsena nna ba ta le mo ga gore hurana ne ke aka ke re ke a lwala ke sone se ke sa tango tiro so ha o dumalana le ene go taba gore a re ka go bona ke go neela madi ke a mantsi tsisa dilwana tse o di tshwerentse ke di sale ke di go tshwaretse wena o to tsene mo teng o go neelela motho le tla utswa kota ta o ditsa kota bo dira jalo ka gone gore ga o bilaele sipe ha o tsena mo teng wa go batla motho ne go tile o monele ga gongwe wa mo ithela ga gongwe ga o mo ithela o boa go lemoga gape gore le one envelope o dingwe e hilwe e tetse dipampiri ga gona madi mo teng.
Scam reports regarding orange money whereby some purport to be part of the orange money team and sell non-existing goods online just to rob their clients is also said to be on the rise.
Gangwe le gape ba ta ba dumalana gore ha o reka jalo ka gantsi ithela le gore bone ba ba ipapatsa be ba supa ile batho ba konte ga mau so bo gore ba dumalana le bareki gore bareki ba rumele madi tare ha moreki a seno na rumela madi a confirm le gore o duetse ba ta mo rumella dilwana e rutoetse batswana gore ha ile go rutwa go to win competition bolela motho gore nya a go director o ta ikela ko di officing wa go a tsela teng go gona le gore be le gore o tobetsa phone ya go neela motho yone o sa mo itseng yo.
Superintendent Zilawe assures that the popular entertainment spot known as Matapana Beach remains open to the public, but urges people to avoid noise, pollution and littering. Police officers will, however, be deployed to the spot to maintain order.
Re lemogela gore ka go dikoloi ke tsone tse leng gore di ne le gore anong di dirisiwa go ka tsosa modumo re be re kopa bone batho ba yang kwa gore ba di phekele go thuko di ska tsa tsenela ka ha saiding ya beach ha se gore beach e tswetswe batswana ba letelesega go ya go beach mme provided le gore o ta pheka o sa tsene ka koloi gone ka ha teng ka.
Police are also encouraging motorists to drive safely and be vigilant on the road as they embark on travels to various destinations over the festive season. Mpho Aron, BTV News, Maung.
Now back in Gaborone, a bushy area along the river that passes through Gaborone West Phase 2 has become a haven for criminals. Gaborone West Station Commander Superintendent Knight Mlusiwa advises members of the public to exercise caution whenever they are near that area, as they recently arrested several men in the location suspected to be part of a criminal syndicate. Kumisuma Panyani reports.
During the ongoing 60 Days Against Crime and Road Safety campaign, while in one of their patrols, Gaborone West Police nabbed these men whom were found in deep sleep along the riverbank in the bush. When questioned about their stay there and the properties found in their possession, their answers evoked confusion and suspicion.
Malapo wa phase 2 retso ke go gore le mogileng gore dirukutli di iphitlha teng di nna mo teng. Jaanong ke sone se bosigo ja gompieno re boloditseng letsholo la gore re itebaganye le ntlha tse pedi tseo block 9 le molapo wa phase 2 mme retso nka tsibusa setšhaba hela gore kampo ka isa kgakololo go setšhabeng gore nako ke yone ga gona nako engwe gape e botoka ya gore re simolle go emela dikgantse tsa tsontsho borukutli ka dinao re tsene mo dikomiting mo nakong ya gompieno retso re a itse gore dirukutli le tsone di dule letsholo di leka gore ka ditsela tsotlhe ba amoge batho dithoto tsa bone le madi a bone jaaka go iwa ko malatsing a botsalo ja morena le ngwaga o mošwa jana mme seemo seo retso re se etse tlhoko ke sone se o bonang re tsibogile ka bokete jo bokana.
Superintendent Mlusiwa has called upon members of the community to join forces with them in the fight against crime and report any suspicious criminal act.
Bona la ga rona ka dipalo tse di kana re ikopantse le setšhaba re tsamaya mo mekgwatlheng go ba ha tsholohelo ya gore nyamme mapodisi a teng re sireletsegile ke sone se re sa iponeng tsa parra gore beke le beke re be re dule letsholo re tsamaya mo kgaolong ya rona retso re batla go emisa dikgang tsotlhe tse e leng gore ke tsone tse di tshwenyang mo kgaolong go na le dikgang tsone tsa go thukutha batho go na le kgang tse di tona tse e leng gore gompieno
As crime prevention is the responsibility for all, public is urged to engage full participation and leverage existing programs like Neighborhood Watch. Kumiso Mapanyani, BTV News, Gaborone.
Well, thank you for staying with us. That was the news at this hour. Do stay with us. Liza Oseking on standby to take you through the world of sport. Good evening, Liza.
Hi, hello, Samuka.
All right. Now, I'm interested in the very last story that we just heard about, these criminals who have been captured here in Phase 2. I think this has been happening for years now, but we'd like to compliment or to commend the police for intensifying efforts and make sure that most of that we are going into the holidays.
The festive
now,
season,
most definitely. So, Mahudu are all over the place.
We have to be extra vigilant. I know these things because, remember, I was a police officer.
Oh, yeah? That's incredible. That's incredible. 60 days against, crime happening right now. Take it over to the spot.
Thank you so much, Olebile. Good evening. My name is Liza Oseking with your world of sport. And starting off with football news, Nico United Sporting Club has amicably parted ways with head coach Wame Mokoke following a string of tough results to start the 2023-2024 season. According to the club statement, the Silver Pigwe side parted ways with Mokoke this week after taking the coaching duties back in June on a 2-year contract. However, Majombolo decided to end the relationship following a poor start to the season where they only managed to collect 3 points from 6 matches with 3 draws and 3 losses, leaving them rooted at the bottom of the table behind Murupila Wanderers and VTM FC. Majombolo have been struggling in front of goal where they have netted only 4 times, but they will need to up their game this weekend as they take on log leaders BDF 11 at Obed Itani Chilume Stadium on Saturday. For the meantime, Nico United will be guided by Patrick Molefe and Monamitsi Sunday Kelebale. Local professional boxer Mwabi Ngaka says it is crucial for local boxers to look for international exposure as it helps one to learn a lot about the sport. Ngaka highlighted this last night after touching down on home soil following his exploits in Vietnam, where he defeated Tai Wang Hoi in a super featherweight bout this past weekend in the capital Hanoi. Katleho Khakole and Abang Pete compiled this report.
Mwabi Ngaka says even though his trip to Vietnam was filled with financial and logistical challenges, he was grateful for the assistance from various stakeholders as that allowed him to compete on the international stage, which gave him a chance to showcase the talent of local professional boxers.
Firstly, before I say anything much, I'd like to thank my sponsors that made it possible for me to go, even though I didn't have any sponsor. I didn't have any money to travel to Vietnam, but I'd like to thank Kizo International College and Set Resources, Bond Boxing Club for trying to make sure that I reach Vietnam. The weather in Vietnam was so hot, it's very hot, congested, and polluted. Well, I said the air is polluted, so it was a bit hard for me to breathe.
Ngaka's 6th round stoppage win against Hong Hae on Saturday night paved the path for him to compete in other elite level bouts in the World Boxing Organization cycles next year.
I managed to win and raise the flag, and the way it gets me and they have called me for many fights. Right now, as I'm speaking, I have 3 fights online: Japan, Korea, any fight from December till next year. And they gave me also an opportunity to fight for an international title in BOTSWANA, and they are all coming here on the whole Asian countries: China, Japan, Korea, but all are going to Kosovo boxing ya kwa ile ntathatagana.
Tsamaile sentle mo ntweng ya rona rra. Tile ba re rata ba re tshotse sentle ba re tsere sentle. O tla itse ya le gore ne re lwa mo ntweng eo ya 61 kg. E leng gore ne re ipaakanyeditse sentle hela mo Botswana mme ra balatela re tsogela mo Botswana re sa rra go itlhokotsa go sele.
Moabingaka and his team will now turn their focus to prepare for the WBO Intercontinental title fight to be held in Maun early next year, organized by Bond Boxing Promotions, where they are expecting former undisputed heavyweight champion Mike Tyson to grace the event. Katlaho Kakwele, BTV Sport, Sasratsakama International Airport.
And finally, Okavango Diamond Company boosted Botswana Netball Association with a check of 300,000 pula towards preparations for the Netball Africa Championships in Gaborone from next week. The managing director of ODC, Mr. Metla Masire, says hosting such a major event will help to raise the profile of the country, whilst also giving the national team players an opportunity to improve their world rankings. Masire also said his company will assist the national team with transport logistics as they head to Jwaneng for a training camp to prepare for the Africa Netball Championships to be held at UB Indoor Arena from the 28th of this month to the 6th of December.
Re bone gore go ka nna go ka tlhabisa ditlhong gore e re ba hile tšhono ya gore ba ka host di games gape go ha team Botswana nako ya gore ba ka kgona go tshameka mme re na le bokgoni ba go thusa mme re bona go ka tlhabisa ditlhong hela gore a bo re lebeletse go sa kgone go thusa a bo re tsaya tshwetso ya gore ka gore go mo go lebagane le dio tse ileng gore re na le go di thusa metshameko le di arts dio tsa go nna jang a bo re bona gore go tla go lebagane gore re ka ba thusa gantsi ha ile a national event ka gore go tlisa re team le rona gore we are a national company re bona go le botlhokwa gore ha gona le botse di ragalang tse ileng gore di kgona go tlotlomatsa leina la lehatshe le gore go tlotlomatsa yone motshameko wa netball re bona gore go thusa ga rona go ka thusa go dira jang a re rotloetse team ye ke team ya rona re le Botswana a re ba rotloetseng re ba thuse gore ka moso ba kgone go tshameka ba re direle bontle re le lehatshe le rona re kgone go tlotlomatsa ka bona.
Well, and that is it for sport this evening. Olibile Samoka is standing by to give us a reminder of our top stories. Right, so let's do this again tomorrow.
All right, Liza, thank you so much. Let's meet again tomorrow. And that is how we come to the end of the news. But first, let's take a look at stories that we're making headlines. Government to implement mitigation measures to manage human-wildlife conflict. Botswana Power Corporation signs a power purchase agreement deal with Sekaname Proprietary Limited for a 6-megawatt coal bed methane plant. Moabingaka back home after a resounding victory in a super featherweight bout in Vietnam this past weekend. And that is the news we had for you this hour. Do stay with us. Where that's up next.
Good evening, our Captainized Weather Forecast. I'm Pro Victoria Khosiam. Let's start off by looking at rainfall amounts recorded this morning at 8 a.m. We have 46 millimeters at Chobe Junior Secondary School, 32 millimeters at Shakawe Med Station, 20 at Kazungula Police Station and Kazungula Road Border, 15 millimeters at Molapola Prison, 1 millimeter at Good Hope Med Station and Swanning Hill Secondary School. Looking at tonight's satellite overview is showing some partly cloudy conditions countrywide. And for tomorrow, we're expecting partly cloudy conditions countrywide with isolated thunder showers over Ngamiland and Chobe. In the morning, a hot morning is anticipated of around 20 over Nojane, Jwaneng, and as well as Francistown, 22 over Silibi, Pique and Platjan, 24 over Kalahadi, Khanti, Southeast Gauteng and Kweneng, 26 over Gumare and Shakawe. In the afternoon, extremely hot temperatures are expected countrywide of around 39 over Khanti, southern southeast Gauteng, Kweneng, central, northeast as well as Chobe, 40 over Maung and Tshane, 41 over Tsabong, Middle Peats as well as Box Peats. Looking at active wildfires, as indicated by this red color, is showing active wildfires are burning over some areas of Botswana. The probability of fire getting out of hand is showing extremely dangerous across much of the country. Therefore, the public is advised to handle fire with caution. For Africa cities, we're expecting partly cloudy conditions over Cape Town and Antananarivo, partly isolated thunder showers over Windhoek, Luanda, and Dar es Salaam, and possibilities of rain over Nairobi with highs of 25. Over Northern Africa, sunny skies are expected of around 20, with temperatures of around 21 over Rabat and Tripolis, 38 over N'Djamena and Khartoum. And there's a possibility of rain over Monrovia with highs of 31 degrees Celsius. That's the weather forecast. Have yourself a good night.